BTT World Legal News. I'm Kaushik.
Hi, I am Panita. Today we will go through the latest updates in the political and legal sphere. International legal news headlines. 100 people have been killed and several injured after Israeli aircraft targeted Palestinians performing morning prayer in a school complex. Brazil mourns pilot as investigation into plane crash that killed 62 continues. Scientists discover reservoir of water liquid on Mars. Iran has dismissed calls to stop retaliation against Israel for the killings of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh last month in Tehran. Ukraine claims major gains in Kursk offensive as Putin vows retaliation. The 2024 Paris Olympics has officially concluded, with the United States topping the medal tally.
National legal news headlines. Helicopter crashes into an Australian hotel during unauthorised flight, killing the pilot. The lawyer for Adelaide woman accused of murdering her two sons on an Adelaide motorway argues that drug use intensified her delusions. The Victorian government introduces tougher youth bail restrictions and drops plans to raise criminal age to 14. Push for poker machine gaming rooms to close on Anzac Day. And New South Wales Police Commissioner has come under fire after being accused of buying 100 bottles of gin with taxpayers' money. A proposal in the Parliament to ban gambling advertisements is still being negotiated, and Secure Parking Company was taken to court by the ACCC over its Secure Spot service and has been fined $10.9 million for misleading customers.
You've probably heard that lawyer fees can really add up, right? Imagine how much money you could save if you handled most of your legal case yourself. With BTT Lawyers now you can. At BTT Lawyers, we understand that family law cases can be really complicated and expensive. That's why we give you complete control over your case and your expenses. Believe it or not, you can handle 70% of your case yourself. With the help of our legal advisors, clear plans and cutting-edge technology, you can manage the key parts of your case on your own. From preparing documents to tracking your case progress, you'll be able to understand and control everything. We're always here to support you through our offices in Preston, Dandenong, Sydney and Canberra. Facing legal issues doesn't mean going broke or giving up on your case. With BTT Lawyers, you'll only pay a small fraction of the typical legal fees. Ready to take charge of your case? Contact us today. BTT Lawyers, with you, for your case.
100 people have been killed and several are injured after Israeli aircraft targeted Palestinians performing prayer in a school complex. Israel's strike on Gaza school, where Gazans were sheltering, kills more than 100 people. The attack happened as people were gathered for the morning prayer. It is described as one of the deadliest in the Gaza conflict, has drawn widespread international condemnation. The situation remains tense as Israel continues its military campaign in Gaza, with ongoing evacuations and concerns over civilian safety.
The pilot of the recent Brazil plane crash, Danilo Santos Romano, was the first of the 62 victims to be buried. Authorities are still investigating the crash, with possible causes including severe wing icing. The plane's black boxes are under analysis, with a preliminary report expected in 30 days.
Scientists discover reservoir of water liquid on Mars. Scientists have uncovered a reservoir of liquid water deep within Mars' rocky outer crust. Although frozen water exists at the Martian poles, and there is evidence of vapor in the atmosphere. This marks the first discovery of liquid water on the planet.
Iran has dismissed calls to stop retaliation against Israel for the killings of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh last month in Tehran. Iran has cautioned Israel that any retaliation against Tehran's overnight drone and missile strikes could lead to a more extensive attack on Israeli territory. Iran has warned the United States against supporting any Israeli military response.
Ukraine claims major gains in Kursk offensive as Putin vows retaliation. Ukraine reports seizing 1,000 square kilometers in Russia's Kursk region, including 28 settlements, during a surprise offensive. President Putin vows a worthy response and orders Russian forces to reclaim lost territories. The operation is seen as a tactic to distract Russia from its eastern advances.
The 2024 Paris Olympics has officially concluded, with the United States topping the medal tally with 126 medals, followed by China, Japan, Australia, and the host nation France.
Helicopter crashes into Australian hotel during unauthorized flight, killing pilot. A helicopter on an unauthorized flight crashed into the DoubleTree Hilton Hotel in Cairns, Australia, killing the pilot and injuring 2 guests. Authorities are investigating the incident.
Lawyer for Adelaide woman accused of murdering her 2 sons on an Adelaide motorway argues that drug use intensified her delusions. Megan Somerville, 37 years old, admitted that drug intoxication was the primary cause of her stabbing her 2 young sons on an Adelaide motorway in 2022. Despite this, she seeks to be treated under mental impairment laws. The court heard her psychosis, worsened by methamphetamines, cannabis, had fueled her delusions and actions.
Victorian government introduces tougher youth bail restrictions and drops plan to raise criminal age to 14. The Victorian government has backtracked on its pledge to raise the age of criminal responsibility to 14, opting to increase it only to 12. As part of its youth justice reforms, the government will introduce tougher bail restrictions for young offenders, including a new offense for committing serious crimes while on bail. The reforms, which also expand the children's court by appointing an additional magistrate, will be debated in Parliament this week.
A push for poker machine gaming rooms to close on Anzac Day. A bill has been introduced to stop gaming machines operating on Anzac Day, keeping in line with the many other thousands of businesses closed on Anzac Day. Independent New South Wales MP Alex Greenwich is pushing for poker machine gaming rooms to close on Anzac Day, arguing they are addictive and harmful. He believes gaming rooms should be treated like other businesses that must close on the day.
New South Wales Police Commissioner Karen Webb is under investigation for allegedly buying over 100 bottles of gin with taxpayer money, a claim she denies, stating only 50 bottles were purchased for gifts and charity.
Labor is negotiating a proposal to limit gambling advertisements, capping them at 2 per hour until 10 p.m, and banning them around children's programming and live sports. Some Labor MPs push for a complete ban, but Prime Minister Anthony Albanese warns of unintended consequences, particularly for regional media.
Secure Parking Company was taken to court by the ACCC over its Secure Escort service and has been fined $10.9 million for misleading customers. Secure Parking has been taken to the federal court by the ACCC over misrepresentations made by the company to customers that there would be spots reserved in their car parks. In many cases where customers had made bookings for parking and parking allocation was exhausted, the bookings were not honored. The court found that the company did indeed mislead customers and were fined $10.9 million. That concludes our episode for today.
Thank you for joining us on BTT World Legal News.